Should you get and build NTR Knight? Short answer, yes. Long answer, this entire video.
誓いや信頼は時間によって変わってしまうものではない。そうだろ、ドクター。楊騎士マーガレット・ニアール、ここに期待する。
Margaret Nearl, the Radiant Knight, is a limited 6-star Dreadnought Guard from Kazim Yesh. This alternate version of Nearl is her after almost a year of Chapter 8. Entering Kazim Yesh Major, changing her combat style to be more offensive. To end the oppression for the infected, and bring back the glory of Kazim Yesh knighthood. A limited operator, with cool artwork and lore. And well, received a very interesting nickname from the community. And now we will see this guard version of Nearl capability in gameplay. Nearl is the second 6-star Dreadnought Guard in the game. Dreadnought Guard is a pretty simple guard archetype. With 1 block count and big roar attack. They are often considered underpowered, because many other guard archetype can serve the same purpose. And even offer better unique ability in meta gameplay. But with Nearl as the new 6-star, it feels like a breath of fresh air for this archetype. And surely is another addition to the meta. As for her general stats, Dreadnought has a big roar attack and HP. But their defense is pretty low compared to other guard archetype. Nearl has the biggest attack stats among other Dreadnought. And even she is the guard with the biggest roar attack in the game. And with her attack speed, her overall DPS is still higher than most guard. But her defense and HP fall slightly behind other Dreadnought. But Nearl have the ability to increase her defense, or avoid it being attacked. Which will surely increase her survivability. Moving to her talents. Nearl first talent will inflict 80% of her attack as true damage when deployed. To the enemies in the 4 adjacent tiles, and then stun them for 3 seconds on E2. If the deployed operator right before Nearl belongs to Kazim Yesh faction. She will deal an additional hit for a total of 160% true damage. And her attack from the talent can be buffed from other sources. Such as when using a guard talent, or when you deploy Nearl in a specific area. Like in the Bard supporter range when their skills are active. Nearl already have a big attack stats. So even 80% of her attack will punch like a truck since it's a true damage. And since 2 of her skills are good to be used as an Helidrop. This talent is surely a nice addition. And the stun effect will be useful to allow her attack enemies before they retaliate. You can deploy Kazim Yesh operator right before her to increase the damage. Though if you only deploy her once, and not going to kill some bosses. The deployment order doesn't really matter. But if you're going to use her skill too, make sure to deploy Kazim Yesh operator before her. As for her second talent. A simple yet amazing talent, that allow Nearl to ignore some percentage of enemy defense. She already have a high attack, so with this talent, some high def enemy shouldn't be a threat to her. Overall a great reward after farming for her Elite 2 promotion. And this is her potentials upgrade list. Got some decent potentials upgrade. But pretty much she's fine without one. And this is her module upgrade that will be available in the Invitation to Wine event. Give her an HP and attack boost. And when attacking blocked enemies by herself or other operator, she will deal a critical damage. And moving to her skills, her first skill. An infinite duration skill, which have a pretty okay SP cost. Expand her attack range by 1 tile ahead, increase her attack. And increase her attack speed by 50 at M3, changing her attack interval to 1 second. The skill is similar like Blaze skill 2 and Instructor Guard tray. You can use this skill to deploy Nearl as a lane holder. Overall she have a higher DPS when compared with other operators with similar skill. Thanks to the damage boost from her module and talent too. But keep in mind she only deals single target attack. So if there's multiple enemies, operator who can deal AoE attack like Blaze, will surely have higher DPS. And since Nearl only have 1 block count and no improvement for her defensive stats, you better deploy her with one other operator in front of her. normally a defender like her sister Flametail. As for her second skill, a passive skill that makes her won't consume deployment slot. When deployed, increase her attack, and gain 4 layer of shield that can block most kind of attack. After the skill's ends, she will automatically retreat, and increase her redeployment time by 25%, unless the last deployed operator before her belongs to Kazim Yesh. A powerful assassination skill work together with her first talent. You can use this skill to use her as an extra dealer when your deploy slot is full, and making her first talent useful in the long run. But the two drawback of this skill is that Nearl will be forcefully retreated at the end of her duration, or if she got killed before that. And her redeployment time will be increased by 25%, which normally means 90 seconds to be deployed again without Kazim Yesh operator. But those drawbacks are manageable, and this skill too is absolutely unique, giving Nearl a powerful assassination potential without consuming deployment slot. It will be an useful skill for a stage that reduce your deploy limit, such as contingency contract. Last but not least, her third skill summons a blazing sun within her 4 deployable ground tiles. The impact of the blazing sun will deal true damage based on some percentage of her attack, and stun them for 3 seconds, additionally increasing Nearl's range, attack and defense. And when attacking enemies blocked by herself or the blazing sun, she will deal true damage instead of physical damage. Most of the time this skill will serve as Nearl main skill. This one offers a big burst of damage, especially if she inflict true damage. The blazing sun itself serves as an meat shield with massive defensive stats. Cannot be healed, and will gone after the skill duration ends. Normally you want to target Nearl to summon the blazing sun in front of her, so it will block enemies while she and her expanded range attack enemies. This skill looks really strong with that big attack and true damage, and temporary delete the archetype 1 block and fragile defense weaknesses. The only drawback that this skill have is that the skill have a bad uptime without mastery 3. When talking about skill mastery, all of NTR Knight skills are useful in their own usage. Mastery priority will be her skill 3 as her main skill to deal damage. Skill 2 will be your other option if you like to use her as an hella drop and assassination. Though you can just M1 this skill to increase the layer of shield to 4. The skill 1 also got a big improvement from mastery, but I don't really recommend you mastery this one. As for her base skills, when assigned to the training station, every knight operator in the base, excluding assistant, will increase training speed by 5% each, capping at 8 operators. So, will Nearl the Radiant Knight become a good operator for your team? A limited operator with useful set of skills, and big DPS capability. Her abilities will opens a lot of new possibilities that the previous Dreadnought Guard didn't have. Veteran players might can see Nearl as an option in difficult and restrictive stages. And she's friendly with newbies with her skill 1, and a great investment option. Not to mention she's a limited operator in a limited banner, which means it's worth it to spend resources in her banner. So dry those bank accounts, we got NTR Knight to gacha. That should be all. Parry this you filthy casual.